Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGV, and today in the arena, Friday, it's Friday. We're gonna get bad views on Friday, so we make a sacrificial offer to the gods of Friday. We say, well, if a video is gonna get less views anyway, what's the thing that I want to try and play that other people are gonna look at and be like, ugh. Oh, you're one of those. Oh, that can't be good. They leave a comment. I'm not kidding. This actually happens. They leave a comment. Deck is trash without even, like, they don't even get past the intro. Haven't even watched the game. Trash, they call it. Venture Esper. Let's frickin' go. We're only playing the good venture cards. These are our venture cards. You think we'll ever get through a dungeon with just 2 party members? It's asking a lot. Anyway, it's Esper mid-range, it's Rafine, Luminarch, Underdog, it's Infernal Grasp, Meathook, Vanishing Verse, Wandering Emperor. You've seen it all before, right? But what if you could get a little more value out of every single turn? And what if your cards dodged popular removal in the format just by their characteristics of being venture critters? Triumphant Adventurer is Vanishing Verse immune. Nadar, Selfless Paladin, is Wandering Emperor -2 immune, and the -1 isn't great against him either. So we have a few little edges on the format with the bodies and the creatures that we're playing. The rest of our deck is already very powerful. But why be Venture, really? Why play Esper Venture? After all, this isn't Alchemy. They didn't go around and just randomly buff a whole bunch of Venture cards in Alchemy. Your Triumphant Adventure is a 2/1. We could run Precipitous Drop in this deck in Alchemy instead of Infernal Grasp, because in Alchemy, it's a 2-mana card and actually is a very good card. So in Alchemy, this deck is probably in there. And Venture did, in fact, win the only set championship that has ever been played in Alchemy. So yeah, Venture possibly still a competitive deck over there. But why would we do it in Standard? I outlined a little bit of the reason, but I'm going to tell you the real reason. Are you ready? People hate losing to Venture. They hate it. See, I don't know if you're aware of this. Maybe you haven't played Magic very long. Maybe you've never met an actual other Magic player. Maybe you only play on Arena. I'm gonna fill you in on a secret. Magic is full of snobs. I may be among the guilty. Oh my God, we like to think we're so smart and so intelligent, and that we have such a good handle on the format, and we know a good card from a bad card. And what happened was, back in when Venture came out, we looked at that mechanic and we're like, this is trash. And we were right. And then it turned out in Alchemy, with a few buffs here and there, it wasn't as trash as we thought it would be. But in Standard, it's still not terrible. It's a little bit of value, and surrounded by a good mid-range shell and only playing good cards is perfectly functional. But oh my God, do the nerds on the ladder hate losing to Venture. As soon as somebody plays like a Triumphant Adventure, they're like, look at this D&D stan in my game. Let me show them how real Magic is done. And then the next thing they know, we're venturing into the dungeon every turn, and they can't kill our Rafine and our Luminarch and deal with our Wandering Emperor and stop the Venture triggers. And then when they commit, they get Meathook massacred, and we venture more. And they're like, God, I freaking hate Venture. It takes forever. It doesn't feel like a real Magic mechanic, whatever that means. And they hate it. And we're gonna go spread some pain with Esper Venture on the ladder today. All right. Also, it's Friday, so I am coming to you from the past. Past me knows that come this Friday, actual present me will be in DreamHack Dallas. So hopefully you're headed to DreamHack Dallas. I'll be there all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can find me probably in the Magic area, but stay tuned to my socials where I'll be posting throughout the weekend. Hit the follows in the description down below. Stay up to date on your social of choice. And yeah, I will see you around. Also on Monday, there is a meet and greet just for fans at local game store. We're going to be sharing some of that info as well. So if you are in Texas, in the Dallas area, and able to come over, I would really love to meet you. I would love to bump fists or assign things or possibly play some Commander if you can catch me between games or going into a game. And yeah, it's the year of trying to meet the fans. I am spending an absurd amount of money traveling around the country to meet the fans, what seems like almost every other weekend, and I'll put out a full list of all the appearances I'm doing. A lot of them are not sponsored. I am doing it really because you guys are out there and I want to meet you, and hopefully I'll be meeting people in the EU sometime next year. And no outro, because you know what? It's a lot of extra recording, and I've got to get all these done before I get on a freaking plane. So that's going to take some work. So the stats on this deck, what would I actually recommend for this deck? If you're going to play this deck, there isn't a solid reason, like a true reason, above the very petty reason that I listed, which is that people hate losing to Venture, and the fact that I need to make content every day to play this instead of more solid Esper cards. But if you're an Alchemy player, and I know some of you love that word, then a shell like this with probably precipitous drop instead of Infernal Grasp is probably very good, and you should be trying it. But yes, there's no outro, so remember to try out MTG Assistant, link in the video, and we're gonna dive in and let the nonsense begin. And you are cool. All right, on the play. Always the best thing you can get in best of one. Yep, well, we'll just deal with Hopeful again. Triumphant or Luminarch? Triumphant. If the opponent doesn't attack, I can attack back at them and start venturing. If they do attack, we can take it and attack back at them anyway, if that's what we decide to do. 2 Hopefuls. They offer trades. No. We're good. Right up the middle. Another Verse is very good against mono white. And then I think we chill with Vanishing Verse. We gotta get one of these cast this turn so another can be cast in the future, and they're definitely gonna put out something. Yep, that is something. They're done. That's it. That's all it took. Vanishing Verse, one Aspirant. You know what it is? I'll tell you exactly what it is. They hate losing to Venture. A lot of MTG snobs hate losing to Venture. All right, on the draw. Hard mode. We've got plays, though. Lots of plays. Here it comes. Do I take 3 to play this? Or do I just play out the other Hive and Grasp? I guess we'll Grasp probably a Sunrise Cavalier. I'm trying to hold off on using the white mana. Okay, Adversary. Yeah, I'm trying to put off committing the white mana. Venture. Okay. Because I really want this on blue if I'm going to draw Rafine, but I don't know for sure that I'm going to draw Rafine, do I?
So kind of just awkward to have the Hives and the Shattered Skyclave and all of it together. There's a Brutal Cathar. Black, white, black, white. See what they do. 5 mana. Points play with fire. Yep. Patience, patience, patience. Every life point could count. All right. Do they have another bloodthirsty adversary? Would they play it if they had it? They cast that play with fire. The reason I'm trying to figure that out is I can go Hive this play with fire. And I think that's the play here. And just prevent a little bit of the value that thing could get. Face. Okay, I guess we have to make this play again. Face. Okay, we can't play around it now because they had 2. That's something. All right. We are at 8. We are not bringing back the underdog. Do not even suggest it. I'm gonna try to hold on for Amiria's Call. Oh man, okay. I care about that Luminarch. And off the top, easy. Nadar. Very tempting to try to hive these away before they draw another adversary. But I guess we gotta get this cooking. Gain a life. Every life could count. Alright. We gain a life. Kinda cringe at that. Hopeful. Cool. Another grasp. Cool. We're gonna scry. I think we hold up the hive to do some blocking. We'll keep this. Cast Amiria's Call next turn. Nighttime so the Brutal Cathar can't take out Nadar. Good. Do we attack first? They might have another Ganjo. Okay. There we go. Treasure. Maybe it's supposed to be a goblin there. I just hate goblins. You know me. Whew. That when they start burning the face at that kind of level, you're just like, okay, I gotta go. And when you can close the game, feels good. All right, we're on the draw, but we got removals and Nadars, and we're gonna try to stabilize. As always, you hope for the best. Not great. Not great at all. Keep the dream of top decking Rafine alive with that land sequencing. Haven't seen as many Thalias. They're really good. Our opponent's draw is really good. Can't wait to see what they play next. I guess we should put a counter here and hold open Vanishing Verse. There's a Brutal. There, now we get to keep our 3/3. But the opponent gets to attack with these two. Whoa. Okay. Did they know I was thinking about hooking that? I know that one life can be helpful, but I think we've got to dig into this one because we have to get to that treasure. We need a burst of mana next turn. Man, this is the kind of hand where it's like the turn 2 Thalia snowballed so hard, and if they had gone second, very different game. They can only kill one. They choose the Nadar. Interesting. Okay, we've got 2 creatures to beat. We can do it. We can do it. We can Vanishing Verse 1 and play the Luminarch. Too little life. Can we get out of it? They go for a Skyclave. Take out the Luminarch. Let that be. No attacks. Weird. Very weird. Probably should have made that attack just to get a trade with this when they had the opportunity. But obviously they weren't thinking about a certain card called Meat Hook Massacre. Haste. Do they have haste creatures? They definitely could. But we're making a 2/2. Do they have a Snakeskin Veil? What a blowout it would be if they did. If they did, would they have made a... They would have protected the Thalia. We're fine. All right, let's turn this thing around. Make a treasure. We'll have Wandering Emperor open. And really try to turn the tables here. Alana and Elena seems good. But that's just going to lead them into the Wandering Emperor. And we'll take the 2 life.
I hope you're ready to lose. You are not much of a roadblock.
Alright. Counter here.
Strike fast and strike.
Counter here. Now we need to dodge a flyer. So should we gain a life, or should we give the... Helana and Elena, the bonus is equal to the power, right? It is. That's the selection. What if your power weren't very high? What kind of a creature are you then? Probably one of the better cards that they needed. Okay, Nadar gone. And they have an adversary on deck. 7-6. They get haste. They gonna swing? No. What a draw. What a draw. I don't think they want to block these very much, but they will. They won't block it with the Cathar, though. What if we hook for 2? What if we hook for 1? Finding the right hook number here is hard. I don't really want to give up my Aspirant either. I think it's the way. Also, they might just die. Let's be aggressive. Let's go for it.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Let's be aggressive. Yes. Okay. Easy. Lethal venturing! Definitely didn't have to kill all my own stuff. Just a little extra for the fun. Okay, all in on Vanishing Verse, let's go. Easy. Watch the opponent play all multicolored cards. Okay, never mind. It's just not the meta where that happens. The multicolored decks, in Best of 1, Vanishing Verse will always be like the greatest of removal spells because like aggressive single color strategies will stay popular. Even when they branch out into a second color, it's not that scary. You know what? Every bit counts in these matchups. Every bit counts. Post-combat? Okay. They did a good job seeing through that, but we'll see if they're ready for this. Definitely not. Enough of these tap lands. Maybe because of Brutal Cathar, Rafine would be a play you'd consider there. Wow. They brought in the Flare. Really helped him in that spot, didn't it? See what they can do about the Rafine. Easy. Alright, so we have to verse this Raiju. Opponent might put a counter on it. They saw through the Vanishing Verse last time. They might see through it again. I think I'm supposed to attack with this Rafine, though. Because I think if I leave it back, they'll definitely... Nah, if I play this underdog, same thing, right? They're gonna make sure that each of these is a 4/4, but maybe they bank on the Aspirant. Do I need to connive to win? Maybe next turn, maybe not this turn. We do need to find a hook, though, probably. And double, easy. Gotta go for it, I think. If they have a play with fire, it is what it is. Okay. Few too many lands, guys. A few too many lands. I did keep a 5-lander. It happens. What's funny is, even in this spot, I'm hoping to top a land here. And of course I do. So, yay. Opponents just got land in hand. I think they would have played anything in that turn sequence that they could. Maybe Kami Flare? No, they would have used that too. Easy, I guess? No spells? Oh, they're an Angelfire gamer. I mean, I don't think it's good. I think they're lucky, but it is what it is, right? Interesting. So they probably flash that back, but let's see if they do. Okay. The vigilance means that now we can't Wandering Emperor it. The Wandering Emperor was definitely 2 turns too late. If we had it a little bit earlier, we'd have been fine. All right, we will keep on the play with Triumphant Adventurers. Let's go. I hope their hand of Vanishing Verses gets demolished by these little guys. Fading Hope, huh? Maybe March. Probably Fading Hope. Not the matchup you want these in. This is definitely the spot where, like, Spikefield Hazard is a serious problem. But maybe they don't play it. Who knows? Opponents are weird. Yep. Yep. Alright, Wandering Emperor this turn cycle. Yay, they play out their Jwari, they play out their Fable. Okay.
I'm not overconfident. Let your blade do the talking.
All right, hold up this Vanishing Verse for make sure they don't play Goldspan Dragon, but maybe they also just throw this Goblin Shaman away, right? Okay, they're playing Galvanic, so they might be mill, but they might still be combo. Yeah, I guess we hold this now for Leers and Dragons only, and they're gonna dig. Alright, and what do you do with all that? Spikefield Hazard, a Wandering Emperor, sure.
See you later.
Going for that treasure. Okay. I mean, they're really excited about all these plays. But there's still... I'm still up 2 creatures to none. See what they do. It's definitely getting time for them to play one of those big creatures. They've got their Reflection. Here's the dragon. I think we use Wandering Emperor to make them reconsider.
I've learned much during my travels. My
Good.
judgment is fine.
Good, good, good. No trades.
Remember your training.
Each player loses. Let's go. Aggro mode. The Tomb of Annihilation. Remember what I said. Players hate losing to absolutely hate losing to Adventure. Let's see if we can tilt them right out of the game. Here's Leer. There is some spot removal down there. See what they do with it. It's a Fading Hope 2. All right, if they use Fading Hope to bounce Leer here, they will lose the game. But let's put that little carrot in front of them. All right, if they Fading Hope one of the tokens, we do come up a point short. Every point matters. All right, what if we save? Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 next turn. If we save our adventure. It's close. It opens up a lot of draws.
You started this fight.
They scoop! Okay, we didn't have lethal, but they would have had to discard a card to the tomb, and they'd have had to fade about, you know, Oh, another Wandering Emperor, another Luminarch Aspirant, a Rafine. They would have had to fade a lot of draws. Another, yeah. Yeah, got there. All right. Another nice 2 into 3 into who knows what for a meat hook. That was what I was trying to come up with at the end of the last game. Is they had to fade a meat hook, too. If we had drawn a meat hook off the top, that would have also done the last point of damage. I was like, my brain was reaching for it and coming up short. More Izzet? More Jeskai, I should say. All right, this is not good. We're on the draw with no pressure on turn 2 against a deck that really relishes that. But they don't have Fable. They might have Jwari, though, and we have 2 of these, and they're legendary. So, here's the bait. Resolves. Let's head up the middle. Is pressure what we need? And especially in the 2-mana slot, we'll take it. There are worse draws. Cards the opponent has to deal with, pretty good. Unfortunately, if they just have Hinata here, I can't deal. Iteration, okay. See if they can come up with a strangle. On blue, well, if they found a Jwari, that's bad, but I think we just go for a Rafine now, because putting counters on this can be epic. All right, it's working. Let's have a treasure. And we get the draw, so we can hold up Vanishing Verse here for a gold span, that's good. What are we discarding? Back up Nadar, I guess, but they have to kill the Nadar at some point or they're just probably going to die. We should discard something for damage, though. Hook is probably the worst. I love hook lethals, but it's probably the worst. Ta-da! It's Goldspan Dragon, everybody's favorite card. Let's see if they can protect. Easy. Never doesn't have it. Okay, let's get him. Who gets bigger? I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to put it on the ward creature in that spot. Your dragon's a wimp. How about them apples? Okay, another Nadar and another Rafine, so those can go. Do we try to Wandering Emperor in this spot? If we go for it right now, there's a chance we just get the dragon off the field, but there might be double dragon. Heck of a game, by the way. I think we just say go and see what they do. The negate might mean that they're not a Leer deck. They're a Hinata deck. Double dragon. We go for it. We go for it. Resolves. Exile that dragon. Flamebless bolt the Wandering Emperor. Good. I'm glad they're playing the removal spells that aren't good for the meta. They obviously didn't watch the end of my Hinata video. Must kill net deckers who take BO3 lists to BO1. I think they're thinking about whether or not to use a March here. If they do, I don't know how they win. I mean, if you don't have a... They're phasing their own dragon, too. If you don't have a dragon on the field, you won't have double mana from your treasures. So right now you only have 4 mana, and it's going to be that way till next upkeep. So I think they have Magma Opus, and they were thinking that now they're going to Opus me, but they're not. So, I mean, GG's? I guess they could still have some other instant to stall, like some kind of a Fading Hope. So let's try to play smart. Let's try to play smart. When this attacks, we get the last venture, and we get a bonus. But I think we go with this. Maybe they have another march. The rope is out. Come on, man. One card. What is it? What have you got there? Can it get the job done? I don't think they can take out the Rafine now that it has 5 toughness. I was watching for a voltage surge. This is a march, isn't it? Another march. Ooh, the march gaming. The thing is, they have to pay the 1. If they don't pay the 1, so I guess they need to leave the Luminarch. They have 0 timeouts. Okay. I guess we done. Who knows what they were thinking. Alright, end of last game. I'm convinced they had a Magma Opus in hand, and they were confused. They couldn't figure out why they couldn't cast it. So that last treasure sack was like, wait, does this only sack for 1 now? Where's my gold span option? You lost it when you phased out both gold spans, dude. Alright, we're really hoping to rip a land. If we do, everything's pretty gravy. Okay, man, dude. Chill with the Stormcarved Coasts all of a sudden. I think drawing the tapped land there, we still go for the Aspirate. We can give ourselves the best possible chance of having the best possible start by maybe ripping an untapped land. And if not, and they play a creature, we can still kill it. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. We'll see if that little hiccup costs us the game. Maybe we played around a Jawari, though, because of it. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Again. You go to 13. Alright, I'm playing this to play around Jawari. Show him the venture. Yeah, you fear the venture, don't ya? Do we go aggro? We go aggro. Get him. Iteration. I'm pretty sure their early game plan was Jawari, and that we somehow completely got past it. It'd be great to draw Wandering Emperor here, something to waste their mana again. End step, discard. So, what kind of deck is this? I mean, it's probably a Protect a Gold Span Izzet deck, because we don't see any sources of white. So it's not the Leer combo deck, and it's not the Hinata deck. Discard a card and sacrifice a creature, an artifact, and a land. Yeah, that doesn't sound very good for me. Let's just do 2 life unless that you discard as well. I'm going to decline. Kind of, we're on the front foot here. We can afford it. You give up that Jawari. Yes, you should. Fall to 4. All right, we've got Infernal Grasp and Vanishing Verse open for the likes of a Goldspan Dragon. We've got Cycle on Rafine's Tower as an option. The opponent needs like burn down the house here to stay in the game. And they have it. All right, let's cycle first. And miss. Okay, play the Nadar. Keep this dungeon going. Sacrifice a land or lose 2 life. That's kind of a big deal. A little Stone Rain action, opponent. Are you going to 2? Yes, they are. All right, here's Hive. So we've gotten 3 extra points out of the tomb. We'll see if that's what comes back to save us. The opponent does have a Field of Ruin, but their mana is pretty congested. They need a lot to go right. They're going for Inspiration. We could kill our own creature and then they don't get to learn. And I think that's the play here, because they might be banking on the environmental sciences to live through the turn. I think we read their mail. I think we knew what to do. So they play the Jwari, but now they don't have enough mana to cast the Sciences. Yeah, their line was that they were going to cast Sciences to survive the Hive. They dig. They don't drop a land. The 3 extra damage from the Tomb of whatever the heck. It's Lost Mine of Phandelver, it's Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and it's Tomb of Annihilation. That's the word. Annihilation. Good word for the moment. All right, on the play, Venture Gamer coming through. We'll see if Mirthless Luca over here sleeves in full damnation mode. Looking good, by the way, those sleeves. See if they're ready for the power of Venture. Your Vanishing Verse is nothing to me. Got a reader. No respect for the Venture cards. Uh-huh. Alright, they have chosen. They have chosen Luminarch Aspirant as their captain and commander here. Let's go right up the middle here. Oh, beautiful. I think we actually make the Goblin. Oh no, if we make the Treasure, we can double spell next turn. But if we make the Goblin, the Rafine buff gets crazy. Nah, we make the Treasure. So we can double spell. We want to verse away the Luminarch, play the Rafine, go nuts. Opponent? Yeah, had a feeling. They found a pretty decent line. Maybe we just get on the board, though. Mythic Massacre, pretty serious card. Probably don't have sweepers. Maybe we just get on the board. Try to make this triumphant adventure epic. Neutralize that for a turn. Give up one of these, because we don't want to get hooked. If the opponent hooks here, it's not good for them. And then next turn, maybe we just power up Hive. Try to ignore this Luminarch as long as we can. All right, they're going Mauling. We don't have a basic. So they get to make that play. Wandering Emperor. Wandering Emperor. I think we just hive him. Try to really run downhill here. And then give him a chance to forget how the adventurer works. Down to 9. Alright, what do they need? They need like Lulth, I guess? But we verse Lulth. So we've got a pretty good plan. They need to kill this adventurer too. Like they could hook the board. Alright, that helps.
Run away. You'll be safer.
And they're gonna miss land? Wow. Okay. Well, I said I was going to ignore this as long as I can. They're definitely keeping ignoring it an option, because now I can poke this. Maybe I'm supposed to play my Emperor here, but they're stuck on 4. Yeah, double spell next turn. Now a 6-point hive attack is just lethal. They must have a plan, but let's see what it is.
Our swords will cross again.
They need 2 blockers for the hive or to hold up removal for it, and then we can start juking and jiving with the Wandering Emperor. Man, we can't double spell next turn. Too many black sources. Dude. They are relentless. So they have another Wandering Emperor that we have to watch out for. Not being able to double spell here is really bad. It's really bad. Miria's Call. Okay. So do we want them to play their Wandering Emperor into our open mana? I think so. Like if I attack with this, they're just going to Wandering Emperor kill it. If they make another 2/2, good. I already played a land? I didn't play a land, did I? I didn't play a land. Oh, we're, I guess, went to attacks? Explains it. Say go. This is the tough spot. They were counting on that Wandering Emperor for removal. Now they don't have it. Yeah, they're gonna play it anyway.
Finally, I'm home.
What do you do with it now that you have it? I think we gotta keep staying patient here, guys. Because I might need to power up this hive and block with it. Let the opponent decide how to attack. You know they want to. A lot of 6s across this board right now. Spoopy. Opponent works out that juju.
Remember your training.
Putting it on the 2/2, we could still power up this hive to block it. Okay. They haven't used their Emperor for turn yet. Okay, they do not send the 2/2 into the hive, as we were kind of hoping they would.
I've learned much during my travels.
Say goodbye.
You are not much of a roadblock.
Now, do they just pass again? No, they silence. What do they name? They shouldn't have a good read on this Vanishing Verse. This should be a tough one to call. We've been hiding it pretty well. If I were them, I would have played the Silencer pre-combat. It does depend on their hand, but if you play it pre-combat and name Wandering Emperor, that turn gets it gets very difficult. We still had plenty of ways out, like we versed the Luminarch, for example. They name Rafine. Okay, they're playing out the critters, and they're on 6. So they're going to have to do some blocking, probably. But if they get to keep their Emperor, that's really bad for us. Because then they can minus. So we're going to verse that Emperor. That means we're powering up Hive here, right? And who gets first strike? We can send a creature after the Wandering Emperor and force them to use it that way. Let's give out first strike here.
Strike fast and strike hard.
And then here, force them to put all of it in front of it if they want to kill it. And if they do that, they lose their Emperor. Pretty rough. And if they go for this, it's over. It's absolutely over.
Years of training for this.
All right. Their board position has been demolished. And the Hive is still lurking. Venture Esper. Taking the mirror? Indeed.